So, good morning, Maureen. Good morning, Angelina. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the My Tarot Morning Reflection, our daily inventory and reminder to take a breath here on this glorious Monday morning without the sun. There's no sun out there right now. So, we are moving into autumn. We are in October. That's always an exciting thing. I hope everybody had that amazing weekend, or at least a fairly nice weekend, or at least a chance to breathe weekend. I did what's called I did an event over the weekend, and it was kind of nice. There was a person there who had never had a tarot reading, and neither had their young daughter. And it was kind of interesting because the cards that were coming up, they were swords, which means our anxieties, when you get enough of them and they pile up. And it was just interesting because I trust the cards. So, I'm very delicate in how I talk. The younger somebody is. And I used a very soft deck. And once I started laying out the cards and the conversation started, it turns out that this young child did have anxiety issues and was getting some help for that. But it was kind of spot on, and it just reminded me that no matter what age somebody is, that they're just little people. They're just just like us, and they have the same things that we go through, but sometimes I think we forget because they're little people. So, as you see little people today, just remember they're just us, just like shorter. So that was interesting. So what are we doing this morning? We are on a Monday with a reminder that we can take a breath as we listen to the cards like they're the sounds of the ocean, and that we can get our feet flat on the floor and have our butt do the kitty dance and check in where our shoulders are and take a breath. So, but I have to say that it is interesting as I travel around. So that's the furthest, well, actually I've done it up north also, but this was in Havre de Grace, and it's a totally different part of Maryland. And it really is, each area is different, and it's amazing just how different the people are, how different the readings come out. Or maybe the one constant is me. Maybe it's just me. But whether it's in Hagerstown at one end, Havre de Grace at the other end, Bethesda at another end, it's not the people that have distinct personalities. It's the area. So it's pretty cool. I really love doing tarot, if you haven't noticed. So, now that we're all relaxed, a little bit of a breath, let's see what the universe has for us today. So, and what am I going to do here? Something I've done almost 1,000 times now on a video. I'm going to make our 3 stacks. Each one a different thread going out to the universe. It's like each one's a different thought or idea. And if we believe in that multiverse, then it's like each one of these is a different path, because this stack will lead down one path. This stack is another path. This conversation will go in a totally different direction. And the question is, using our intuition, our group intuition here, it's like, what stack do we want to take? And I think I'm going to take the bottom stack this morning. Or the one that I like to think of as things that might be underneath influencing us and we don't even realize it. I'm going to do our 3 in 1. And I will flip each card over one at a time, like we're reading the pages of a book. And I'm not going to let that last sip of coffee go to waste. So let's see. Oh, this morning we're starting off with the Nine of Wands. So wands are our fire and our energy and our creativity and our actions and our passions and our drive. And it's like, oh my God, it's a Monday. So this is us going to work. We're still carrying the battle wounds of all last week and put all that stuff on our shoulders. And we're just ready to like, okay, here's the start of another week. Instead of starting with like a fresh Ace of Wands where we were fire and energy. This is like, this is such a Monday card. Now I got to go back into the battlefield. But let's see what we actually need to look at here. The King of Coins. So, coins are about our home, our health, our finances, and all the things that keep us grounded. Kings are someone who takes charge and makes sure that things get done, right? And coins are also the element of earth, which is very grounding. They're not so much about fire and action, movement, all that stuff. They're about strategizing. That's what kings do. Kings have to prepare for the upcoming battle. King of Coins is going to make sure that the land is fertile. And what does that mean? That's just that we're taking care of that environment around us. Now, as I always say, court cards could be you, could be me, could be just part of a situation. They're not male or female. It's masculine energy, feminine energy. But the king is going to reflect on where we've come from. And the king is going to strategize, especially on a Monday. And the king is going to take care of his people. And let's see what he's looking at here. There we go. So, yes, it's a Monday. And tell me this card is not a Monday card. Oh man, this is us getting ready. It's like, okay, and I'm going to be 5 minutes late to work and I'm da-da-da. Or it's like, oh man, it's a Monday and I got to get back to the routine. I've got to take care of the house. I've got to take care of this. I've got to take care of that. Or it could just be, it's just a Monday and it's sometimes we might feel that way. This is those things that we need to, finish up, especially since it's a Nine of Wands. So we have stuff that we want to do. And the King of Coins is just saying we have a moment here where we can relax and put our feet on the ground, become grounded, and let's strategize instead of stressing. Let's strategize instead of stress. And let's take a look at how the Page of Wands would handle this then. The page is us when we're open to learning. Page is us when we take that breath and we say, you know what? I just want to maybe have a fresh start. And the wands are our fire and our creativity and our actions. And the Page of Wands is looking at the little leaves right here and concentrating on the little leaves, maybe a way to get a focus off all the big wands that we have behind us and focus just on this one little wand at a time. And keeping in mind that also the Page of Wands, if we look at it traditionally, is also about expecting a message. So if we're expecting a message, if we have so much noise going on in our heads because we have so many things on our plate, then we're not able to listen to that one small tiny voice. So let's see what the advice card is. And it is the 8 of Swords. So 8s are about progress and moving forward. Swords are our anxieties, our thoughts, our ideas. And so by the time we reach 8 of Swords, you know, we have an Ace of Swords, and that's an idea. And 2 Swords, we're making choices. But sometimes as we get closer to the 9 of Swords and the 10 of Swords, because, you know, we're using that numerology from 1 to 10, and we're pretty close to 9 of Swords. This is where we get so wrapped up in where we are that we just start spinning out of, you know, our brain starts spinning. What am I going to do next? And we're like that 9 of Wands, because we're trying to take everything all in at one time and get everything organized to the point where we get nothing organized. You know? And as I like to put it, it's like with the 8 of Swords, if you hold a brick up this close to you, it looks like an insurmountable wall. And this is, you know, this is when we get stuck in that loop of like, what am I going to do now? And it's like, oh, I'm tired and everything. But if we actually just take a step back, then we'll see that it's just one brick, and that we can see around it. And that if she just shook her head, the blindfold would come off, and she is not bound very tight. And all she has to do is walk straight out. So for today, let's take a list of things that we want to do for the week. And let's realize something that might be stressful. You know, right now in my pocket, I have a bill I'm going to pay because I forgot to pay it. So that's going on my list. And we're going to do as the king would do, because we are the king. We can become grounded as the king of coins, get our ducks lined up in a row, and then, as Maureen says, we can put on our best clothes and get ready to take care of things, moving forward one thing at a time, one wand at a time, so that we're not so wrapped up in our head this week that, you know, I can't do 50 things at one time. I can't. But I can do one thing and then move on to the next, and then the next. So, today, it's about grounding ourselves and taking it one breath at a time, 1 minute at a time, and one thing at a time. And with that, I hope everybody has an amazing and wonderful day. Thanks again, and I will be back tomorrow. Take care, everybody.
Stars in the sky, cards in my hand, searching for signs, lost in the sand. Whispers of fate, echoes of dreams in the dark slate. Nothing's as it seems. Flip the cards, turn around. Mysteries we have found. In the shadows we dance. Take a chance, take a chance. Ghostly figures, guiding light. Readers and seekers.